Welcome everyone, I'm Yunitza Munoz here on Green Talk by Green Care Solutions. I'm here with the hilarious Felipe Esparza. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Well, I thank you for zooming in. I know it's crazy times what's going on today, and it's an honor to have you. You're hilarious. And for everyone that's watching and listening, you can listen to Green Talk by Green Care Solutions on NBC Radio, iHeart, YouTube, and all podcast platforms. And I want to let you guys know we're having a contest. If you subscribe, you're eligible to win $500 cash. This is an educational cannabis program. You must be 21 years of age to listen. Green Care Solutions has doctors for you if you have any medical needs in the cannabis space. Give them a call at 951-609-4071. So now let's get in on the show. So I have to say, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. You've been doing comedy for a long time. I'm Mexican myself, so I feel like a lot of your jokes are so satiric in the Latino space.
Yeah.
I
thought about, when I first started doing stand-up, I thought about, what makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. And the only thing that makes me laugh was when people made fun of me, so I thought I'd make fun of myself.
Well, your jokes, though, because even when you would make fun of yourself, I feel like, because I'm Mexican, so I would be like, man, I would make fun of myself like that, too, at times. For instance, you made a joke about how your parents didn't speak English very well and you would help them, fill out forms. And I was like, oh, my God, that's hilarious. I've done that so many times. You're like a little kid, and here you are, doing taxes.
It's always hard when there's a word you never heard in Spanish or English, and you got to translate that word and you got to make up a word. So we just put an O after everything.
That's so funny. When you were interviewed by Joe Rogan, you guys were talking about some hot topics. I guess I would want to say, which are topics we're not going to touch on, but it was kind of interesting that I felt like he wasn't getting some of your jokes. I don't know if it might be like a culture thing, because you were kind of saying funny jokes about, well, when we came through the border, maybe we needed a tram. And he was like, oh, that's a good point. And I was like, oh, he missed the joke.
Yeah, sometimes people miss the joke because they come too fast.
How have you been now with COVID-19 and the shows being rearranging and everything?
Oh, man, I haven't had a show since March. Right now, I just found out that one of my shows is being moved to February of 2021. I have a couple of shows scheduled for this year, but so far I haven't performed. I've just been funny on TikTok and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Well, those platforms can cover a million people, so those are still pretty strong platforms.
Yes. Right now we have a movie on my YouTube channel that I did in 2009. Oh, never mind. We took it down already. We had a movie. I did a movie in 2009, and we had it in our platform, and it went down. So, let's move on.
I actually saw the trailer for it, though. Still, it was pretty funny.
Actually, we shot that movie in 9 days.
Wow.
This happened. This is how crazy comedy is. In 2009, I did an independent movie with Nick Torturo and Paul Rodriguez and Michael Rappaport, and the movie went nowhere. I mean, it went nowhere. But I gave everybody my comedy CD. Hey, you're a comedian, everybody. So the producer said, Felipe, you want to do a movie with this comedy CD? And I said, I don't know, man. This CD is only 30 minutes. You better get somebody to write the rest. And we did a movie, and we shot it, and it's out there, and it's badass. The movie was funny, by the way.
Nice. Well, it's also interesting now with so many digital platforms. You never know that if you just release it again, it might catch fire faster. Because in 2009, not many people were into YouTube as much,
Yeah.
So I also know that you were on the Smokebox. I also co-produced at Breal TV, and I saw some of the footage. What was it like smoking with the OG Breal himself?
It was good. The second time, the second time was better. I think we had some stronger stuff, and the door was actually closed all the way, and none of the smoke leaked out, and my eyes were watery. I thought it was a time machine.
I don't know. I give you props for that. I can't do the Smokebox, especially when there's a camera on you. It just makes you more nervous.
Yeah, man. Cameras always make me nervous.
Well, also with cannabis, I feel like it just makes people like paranoid. You know, with Green Care Solutions, we want to mail you some of our products. We have different flower. We also have CBD if you're into CBD. We have hemp because I know federally CBD is fine, but sometimes certain platforms are better with hemp. We're going to mail that stuff to you. Do you prefer flower or edibles? What is your preference?
I prefer flower and edibles.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you were also mentioning too, like that you're not a big fan of taking edibles before you perform. I don't blame you. It could be a little scary.
'Cause I know edibles are like red wine. You know, you can have like 3 glasses. You're having a good time, and next thing you know, man, you're break dancing to Spanish music.
That's so funny. That's so true.
You're dancing like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Or some people, they just like freeze, which is very like, that's why I was like, I give you props. So I noticed that you've been traveling so much before the pandemic, obviously, doing stand-up. Where has been your favorite place to perform?
I said my favorite place to perform was probably Toronto, Canada.
Nice.
I did a show over there. It was a pot-friendly show, and I'm not lying. Every table had a bong with matches, and on the way in to your table, there was a guy there that would offer you a dab. Like, would you like a dab before the show? And you say, no, thank you, and you go sit down. And then there was no marijuana selling in the club. It was all like bring your own.
Wow.
But and they also were serving medicated cake. Nothing was for sale. It was just like a regular bar. You could buy alcohol, you could buy food, but everything else was perfect, man. And I wanted to smoke, but I know I still had to do a show. I still had to be professional. So I waited 45 minutes. I did 45 minutes of my show first, and then somebody passed me a bong, and I hit it. And then I forgot the rest of the show, but I did my job first.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, what's so cool about you, like your stand-up, to me personally, I think it's so organic and funny. So I just feel like you can just make anybody laugh. You're just like, hey man, what's up? This is me, Felipe. This is my story. And then just like, you just have like the jokes, the punchlines coming on.
Yeah, I get that from a lot of people. I guess I have a friendly face.
Yes. And you were also on the swim team, right?
Oh, yeah, thanks for mentioning that. A lot of people forget to mention that, you know. But yeah, Roosevelt High School, I was in a swimming team by accident. You know how sometimes you're short credits and you got to make them up. So I took an X period for extra credit, and it was swimming. And then they told me to come back after school. And I came back after school, and I swam a bunch of times. And then somebody told me, you just joined the swimming team. I said, all right.
That's so funny. And what's cool too, City Champs, because what's cool too that you're on the swim team, because it's like, you know, I'm Mexican too, but people are like, oh, they're going to do soccer, they're going to do something else. But you're like, no,
yeah.
swim team.
I know, right? They see you as a paisa, and they go, a Mexican, they go, okay, you're going to be in soccer and cross-country team. Like in my high school, there were a lot of Mexicans like me, but there was also a lot of Mexicans who didn't speak English. There were ESL, English as a second language. Mm-hmm. And those kids that hung out with Russians that didn't speak English. And they were all either in, Army class in high school?
Army class in high school.
Cadets or...
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm like, man, you went to a crazy high school, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Like they have them everywhere. Like in Colorado, Denver. Well, I forgot the name of the class, but they're all in uniform.
An Army
and
class.
And all the Mexican kids that didn't speak English, they were in that class. And we took ROTC.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So other Paisa kids were in that class. And we will call them the Federales.
That's hilarious.
ROTC and cross country and soccer were the Mexican classes.
That's so funny. So what's cool too is like when you're doing stand-up, you tell a lot of stories about like yourself, you growing up, your family. I mean, you even won the title for Last Comic Standing. You won. And did you ever anticipate that happening?
Never. First of all, when I auditioned for the Last Comic Standing, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I literally did not have a car. And I was riding my beach cruiser everywhere, like to our shows. I was taking the subway, I was taking the bus, and I just rode my beach cruiser to the improv, and I made it through. And then somebody asked me, a reporter asked me, what would you would have done if you would have not made it right now? I said, well, man, I would have got sad and hit a bowl and got on my beach cruiser and rode down Sunset. But luckily I won, and that was cool. I won $250,000.
Wow, felicidades. That's so cool. I love hearing stories like that because it just shows, I don't know, I think you're really humble because you're hilarious. And it's so cool to hear stories like that. Like, here you are, like, just being you, just trying to make your dreams come true, and it happened, you know? Felicidades. Congratulations on that.
And I donated some of the money to Homeboy Industry.
Oh, nice.
And some of the money went to child support too, but that's another story.
Hey, it shows you're a good man. You are paying your child support. Yes. So you are vegan, which is cool, correct? You've been a vegan since 2011?
Yes.
So how is that being vegan? Because I'm Mexican. I know in our culture, it's a lot of like carnitas, carne asada. Is it tough?
It's tough because I was a meat eater. I mean, I love meat. Like you talk about tacos. I pretty much ate everything that's a taco. I'm eating tongue tacos, buche, head, cheeks, pata de puerco, all that stuff. I used to know how to pick out the right pig feet out of a pickle jar. Like when I would see the pig feet in a pickle jar, everybody, my friend would tell me, Felipe, which one's the best? Felipe, which pata de puerco should I get? And I'd be like, bro, you gotta get the pig feet, the one that has the little black nail.
That's so funny.
That means it's not stressed out. It will happen to die. But it was tough at first, man, because I love cheese. Mexicans love cheese. And
we love cheese so much that we bring it with us across the border. You know, when you go through customs, they're like, what's in this suitcase? And why is it like so heavy? And they're like, it's cheese. And they look at you like, what? It's like, sorry.
My tia, when she first came to visit us in like the 80s, she brought back the costal, the one you're talking about, that big white sack that's kind of wet, and it has big old round pieces of cheese. And you know what it looked like? They thought it was round pieces of cocaine.
That's so crazy. And it looks bad too because they usually put it in like a cardboard box and they tie it with rope or duct tape. Yes. It just, the whole thing just looks funny. My family's done it.
You put it over some beans and eggs, forget about it.
I know. Hey, that's why they say Mexican food is one of the most favored in the world, right? You can go anywhere and still find it.
Hell yeah, man. There's nowhere in the world you won't find a tortilla or a pita bread.
That's true. Very true. Well, another cool thing too is that you've had your HBO special Translate This, which kind of goes back into your personality and like who you are. What is it like writing these jokes?
I don't know, man. What I'd like to write these jokes is tough because I have to, right after I do a special, my next show I do has to be on new material, and I pretty much don't have new material right away. So I gotta write. Like I think of one subject and I try to write as many jokes about it as possible. Like when I wrote a joke about the cops breaking into my house, I first wrote, we were so poor, the cops broke into our house. So it took me a while to write down what would happen if they would break into our house. We don't have nothing, okay? They woke us up to make fun of us. You know? So what would they say when they woke up and made fun of us? Oh, man. What would the cops say? So the cop said, wow, look around. they took everything.
Or it could even be like, if you find something, let me know. You know, if they break in, like, well, if you find something, I'm down to steal with you.
Yeah. So you got to come up with different ways of saying it. It's tough, man.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine, you know, being a comic, it's a lot of, because you're already funny naturally, and that's where the passion comes from, but then you always got to think of new material, right? Because you don't want everyone to be like, oh, I saw that joke on YouTube, or I saw that joke on Instagram. So I can see where it's like, stressful.
Like when the COVID-19 started, the coronavirus, like my last show, I already had 3 coronavirus jokes before the pandemic started. I remember I said, I'm not worried about catching coronavirus because I've done cocaine off the floor.
Like, my immune system is like superb.
Yeah, man. I drank water off a faucet in Rosarito.
That's funny. Well, they also say, you know, in Mexico, sana sana la culita rana. So I feel like we're immune from so many things. Yes.
Yeah, that's the Mexican Blue Cross.
Yes, that's so true. La sana sana la culita rana. Yes. Well, it was an honor, honestly, to like interview. I've been a fan of yours for so long. I have another quick question. If there was to ever be like a Comedy Central roast coming up soon, I know with coronavirus, things are all postponed. Would you ever want to be on it? Because I always see like all these comedians go on. Obviously not roast you, but you should be on it. I want to see like more Mexican comedians be on these mainstream shows and platforms.
I'd like to be on it on a comedy roast, but I wouldn't like to be the only Mexican on it. I would like to be on it with 5 other Latinos.
So you guys can bounce off the jokes.
So the white comedians will be intimidated about doing Lowrider and sister just got pregnant and you know, doing stereotypical jokes that we all know.
Yeah. No, I think I could just see how, even if there was just like, you know, you and like other ethnic comedians too, be funny, because I feel like in the ethnic realm of jokes too, we all can kind of look back at our parents with jokes, like how we were raised by an immigrant. I don't know. It's just a lot of satiric stuff.
Like we should roast Paul Rodriguez or something.
Exactly. That'd be pretty funny.
Or roast George Lopez. Right now. Or later.
That's so true. Well, thank you so much, Felipe, to take the time and to zoom into our show, Green Talk by Green Care Solutions. I know a lot of people already follow you on social media and YouTube, but let us know your handles and we'll have them right here at the bottom of the screen.
Follow me at Felipe's World, my webpage, or Funny Felipe Esparza Comedian on Instagram. Check out my What's Up Fool podcast. And also, I'm on a show on Netflix called Gentified. So go watch that.
Nice. Thank you so much, Felipe.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Yunitza Munoz, and you are watching Green Talk by Green Care Solutions here on NBC Radio, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and all podcast platforms. Till next time, adios.